All right, let's get more details on this now. We go to our correspondent in the UK, in Bristol, and that's John Bevir. Very good afternoon to you, John. Thank you very much for being with us this afternoon. John, let's talk about the latest changes when it comes to the UK's travel rules.
Yeah, so as of now, then South Africa is back on the red list. It was just under 7 weeks ago that South Africa and neighbouring countries were finally taken off the red list, a move that everyone said was far too slow and should have come much sooner. But I'm just looking up at a clock in front of me, and for the last 1 hour and 10 minutes, direct flights from South Africa and those 5 other neighbouring Southern African countries, well, they have been banned coming into the UK. We just heard there from the UK Health Secretary, who has said how worried he is, how worried the UK government are about this new variant, about how transmissible it appears to be, about how it might, although it is just a might, and obviously something that we've been hearing a lot about, just whether it can evade vaccines and just how dangerous this variant could be. So the UK government decided to move quickly in order to shut down travel. It's previously been accused in the past of acting too slowly, especially in relation to India. When the Delta variant was first discovered there, the borders and direct flights with India continued for a long time. So the UK government looking to be decisive. It has taken this step, but of course this is a devastating blow, not only for individuals who were looking to travel to and from South Africa to visit friends and family, but also of course for businesses as well. I've been speaking to a variety of South African owned businesses here in the UK, everyone echoing the same sentiment that this really is a very, very bad time for them, especially as we've been hearing the travel industry. It is cold here, it is wet, things are not very nice. The UK is a huge market for South Africa in terms of tourism, so expect that to all be a real struggle over the coming weeks and months. In terms of a timescale, well, the UK have said that this ban is in place at least for the next 3 weeks, and they'll review it again 3 weeks after that. So it could be weeks, if not months, that this ban is in place.
Well, John, interestingly, you know, if we're looking at the African continent, South Africa has been probably the most consistent in terms of reporting of COVID-19 cases, whereas, you know, in other countries in Africa, there's a view that, you know, there's under reporting. We obviously have the abilities and the capabilities here in South Africa to detect variants and communicating them as we have been. So it almost seems like some kind of punishment for being, you know, kind of so open about where we are with our COVID numbers and our variants and what's happening. It's not as though other countries aren't also discovering variants or finding that there are you know, certain waves in their countries, but it's always, you know, South Africa that seems to be placed on the red list. What's the justification? You know, I heard the UK Health Secretary Mr. Javid saying that the travel ban was about being cautious, and I wonder, you know, if you know, we can also look at what our International Relations Minister Naledi Pandor said in terms of this being quite a premature decision.
Yeah, absolutely. What you said there is absolutely right. Punishment. A lot of people have been saying, well, it's South Africa and these neighbouring countries that have been punished for reporting early, for recognising that there was this new variant, and for reporting that means that they're now the ones that are suffering. The UK Health Secretary addressed the House of Commons, as we saw earlier, and he actually put it on record. He wanted to thank South Africa for their openness and their transparency when it comes to their reporting, and also for their scientific expertise in terms of what they're able to do and what they're able to share with the world. So absolutely, it seems like South Africa and these other countries are suffering because they have recognised this variant early and they've reported it early. In terms of where that stands in terms of international relations, well, we had a lot of high-level talks about reinstating travel between South Africa and the UK before the travel ban was lifted, as I say, just about 7 weeks ago. So expect that to start again already. We've already heard statements from both sides in terms of wanting to act quickly, wanting to be decisive. But I think very much the message from here in the UK, and I think from wider Europe as well, is that everyone is being very cautious when it comes to this variant. So this travel ban has been put in place early, as a lot of people see it, but actually it's been put in place early because a lot of these countries very much are trying to limit the spread. So it's something that we've seen a definite change in policy from previous variants where maybe lessons have been learned. Obviously things here in the UK have been very bad in terms of case numbers. They are falling again now though, and the Health Secretary was urging people who were eligible to get a booster jab to go out and get one this weekend. So that's people who are 40 plus at the moment. So the UK is trying to position itself, maybe realizing that completely blocking a new variant, especially if it's more transmissible, might not be completely possible, but certainly trying to do all they can to limit its spread. Yeah. And maybe get the UK in a better position in terms of the percentage of people who've had booster jabs, things like that. So I think this is going to be a problem that runs for many weeks and unfortunately, if not months, and it's all going to be down to the science and finding out more about this variant.
Yeah, our International Relations Minister Naledi Pandor has in fact said that the South African government will be engaging with British authorities to get them to sort of reconsider their decision. I'm wondering if at this point, if there's been some sort of response from the UK government or anything really in terms of whether they would reconsider, their stance, given what the current stance really is on this matter.
Well, certainly this current ban is not going to be reconsidered. This current ban is in place for at least 3 weeks until it is reviewed again. Now, that is standard. When there are changes made to the travel list, unless there is something urgent, such as bringing in a travel ban, then it's reviewed on a 3-week period. So this ban is in place at least for the next 3 weeks. I would be very surprised if it gets lifted in 3 weeks' time. I would think we're going to see the opposite. We are going to see that as more data comes out about this variant, if any of that data in any way shows that it's more transmissible or that it might be able to evade vaccines or certain vaccines, then I would think that this travel ban will get expanded. I would expect this travel ban will get expanded to other countries who detect outbreaks of this variant in the coming weeks as well. In terms of diplomatic relations, it's not easy, is it? It's the UK putting its own interests